This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, August 27th. I'm Jeff here with my friend Tori.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. I'm in a kind of a 60s vibe.
You look a little,
right?
The earrings and all vibes.
Thanks, guys. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Steph, she's twisting in case you haven't seen. Stephanie Jones joins us from home. Steph, I haven't seen you in forever, it feels like.
Jeff, I'm not joking. It's so nice to hear your voice.
Wow,
Honestly,
it would be nice
it's
to hear
lovely.
your voice, but I can't.
You can't hear anything? I can hear her. You can't hear her?
Oh, what's going on?
She's very happy for you.
I'm going to jam it up a little
It's
bit.
all
right.
you'll-
Steph, you look wonderful. I could hear you barely, but let's move on to some stories and see if we can get through this. All right, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom welcomed their daughter, Daisy Dove Bloom. The couple posted this photo of her, tiny hand check. Oh, look at that. And Katy had a daisy painted on her thumb naturally. Katy's single from her new album is also called Daisies. That little hat gets me. When you see that little hat,
you cry
it makes me
every
cry, I swear.
time.
Katy said she was floating with her. Katy said she was floating with love and wonder. What an interesting thing to say after her daughter's arrival, and described her birthing experience as peaceful. Peaceful. I mean, I got to tell you, my wife's very honest about this. I'm not letting anything out of the bag. Our first son, she had a C-section, and our second son, she wanted to try it naturally. By natural, I mean definitely.
Epidural.
Epidural.
Epidural,
Yeah, so
there you go.
Not naturally, but she wanted to have it natural. And it was very easy. We had Bob Marley going on, some essential oils. I'm painting a nice picture because other things happen that I've seen, but it was beautiful. Beautiful nonetheless.
What song of Bob Marley was playing?
I think, good question.
Right.
I have it in my phone.
Okay.
And now I knew you were going to ask me that. And I was like, what a bad father.
You have no idea.
You talk to Steph while I figure this out.
You got
How
it.
about
Steph,
that?
what do you think of Daisy Dove? Do you like the name?
Okay, Daisy Dove. I mean, is it a cute name? Yes, it is. Would it work for most mere mortals that are wandering around that don't belong to an A-lister couple? No, not really. Daisy is a very sweet traditional name. I'm all here for that. But the thing that kind of grates me ever so slightly. Now, I'm very happy for them that they've had a beautiful baby girl, obviously. But the thing that annoys me is, with Orlando Bloom, we just see this reoccurring pattern over and over again. So take, for instance, Katy Perry's engagement ring. Now, I threw this on our producers last moment, and I believe they've got a picture of it, but fingers crossed. And it was kind of a flower. Now, Orlando Bloom,
I know.
right? Bloom,
yeah, too
the
much.
ring, so cute. No, but then the thing that annoyed me was he's been married to Miranda Kerr. Now, I don't know if we've got a picture of this one or not either, but it was basically the exact same ring, all in diamonds. Wow. So he gave Miranda Kerr a blooming ring. He gave Katy Perry a blooming ring. And now he's got a baby called Daisy. I mean, this is kind of saying to me like narcissistic much, Orlando.
And now it's blooming
Like,
awful,
could
is
it
what
be
she's
any more
saying.
about him?
That's crazy. So two
I
rings.
mean, two rings the same, now a baby named Daisy. I mean, it's all very like, yeah, we all love Orlando Bloom. I mean, yes, he's the father of the child and all of that, but something about it just ground my gears, Tori. I'm sorry.
Steph, Tori made a joke and she's sad. Nobody heard it.
No one heard it.
You could go for it, Tori.
You want me to say it again?
Yeah.
It's blooming awful.
I didn't hear it. I'm not going to lie.
You heard it and just chose to ignore it?
I did. I just continued on. I was trying to not acknowledge. I'm sorry.
Even funnier. That's even funnier.
Good
Well,
for you.
I'm glad I could hear you again, Steph. I could hear you again. Oi, Steph.
Okay.
See, she ignored that as well.
She did too.
Both 1-1, who is dumber on this show? It's a tie. All right. Ladies, it looks like Brad Pitt is off the market. The 56-year-old, I have to preface, is reportedly dating 27-year-old German model Nicole Poltoralski. The two were spotted arriving at an airport in France, and they were also seen together at a Kanye West concert back in November. Who knew?
Who knew?
Leading some to speculate they've been, dating for about 9 months now. So he kept it under wraps.
He kept it under the wraps.
Steph, I'm sure you got some tea on this. You got something going on? What's the skinny?
Well, is it Is it just me? Is it just me, or does she not look like a young Angelina Jolie? Like, I'm not sure which pictures we're going to be showing right now on the show, but she's got the big lips, she's got the pale brown hair, she is slim, she is svelte, she is looking like Angelina round the clock and like was back in her Tomb Raider days. Do you not think?
Dude,
Do you
Steph,
not see it?
I do
kinda does.
totally see it. I didn't even think about that, but they do kind of have a similar look to them.
That's what I saw. The minute I saw her face, I was like, he's just gone for a younger model, hasn't he?
Wow, that's interesting. And we all know that we all love Brad Pitt, but we didn't love Brad Pitt when he went away from Jennifer Aniston to Angelina Jolie. Now he's got the younger version. I'm happy for them. Be grateful, but I always wanted Brad Pitt Legends of the Fall. That was my favorite Brad Pitt. The long hair, the horse.
All right.
Fair enough.
Stephanie goes, fair enough. I love this show. All right, Macaulay Culkin wants us to feel our age. Now, this one I felt. The Home Alone star tweeted out a birthday message yesterday saying, "Hey guys, want to feel old? I'm 40.
Dude.
You're welcome." Macaulay starred as Kevin McAllister. Do we even have to preface that? He was in Home Alone, everybody, if you were under a rock for the last 40 years when he was 10 years old. And just to add fuel to the fire, this is the one that got me.
Yeah.
Not Macaulay Culkin. The Karate Kid Ralph Macchio is turning 59 in the fall. Ralph Macchio.
That is.
He still looks like he's.
Can I be honest? I used to talk to my pillow as if it was Ralph Macchio. I had such a crush on him. To find out he's going to be almost 60?
Okay, hold on. Get a little deeper in that. What would you say to Ralph Macchio?
Usually he'd be protecting me from a
So
boy that would
cute.
take my books at school, and I'd be like, "You don't have to do that, Daniel-san." It was like a whole thing.
Oh, so you were his sensei.
Oh yeah, I was
that
friends
is
with him.
really
Yeah.
cute.
Oh yeah, I was so into Ralph Macchio. He was the hottie.
I still am. I'm a Ralph
I'm not
Macchio
off
fan.
board. I'm still on board.
Steph, do you have any celebrity that that was a child actor that you think now, wow, they've really grown up and I feel older? You're still a young kitten.
I don't know. Rather than like being like probably a normal child and fancying or being like obviously Tori said she liked the Karate Kid, I just went straight hard for the older one. So when I was younger, like I just was obsessed with Tom Cruise.
Oh wow.
And I was probably like
Good.
7, and he was already like doing Top Gun and all of that. So like him and Sean Connery, like kind of the
Whoa.
greater the better at the age of 7. It's quite worrying. Yeah.
Do you know what's his name from Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
He was in Little House on the Prairie.
Oh my God, he was a baby.
So
in
that makes people are like, what?
Really?
Get this,
Oh, wow.
Steph, I just heard from the booth, Sean Connery turned 90 last week.
Is that true?
This week.
I mean, okay, that's a bit old. That's a bit old. I know we were talking about Brad and his missus and a 30-age difference, but when I actually put it into context of my
90.
own life, and if that was me, that's a lot.
That's all.
Could you give us a quick,
yeah.
before we get this last story into Sean Connery, if you may?
I will if you need me to.
That was pretty good.
It got weird at the
Totally
end.
redeemed yourself.
Thanks, man.
There you go.
Totally redeemed.
All right, Kate Winslet says she's proud of her 40-something post-baby bod. In her new movie, the 44-year-old actress appears nude during a sex scene with Saoirse Ronan. Did I say that right?
You did.
Which they choreographed together. No one's listening to me. Saoirse, they're watching that.
Yeah, they.
Kate is no stranger to appearing naked on screen, but this time around, she told The Hollywood Reporter she didn't try to lose weight for the role. She also said it's very much not the body she had 20 years ago, but she's fine with that. Listen, man, woman, I'm 40. I feel what she's putting down here. I didn't say that right. I'm picking up what she's putting down. I'm old.
I feel that, but if you had a sex scene, let's say you made it, you're a big star, Jeff, would you not work out intensely beforehand? Like, I'm amazed that she's being open and saying, I'm not doing anything. Because even me that's like feminist, I would like be doing some push-ups, you know what I'm saying?
I would.
Yeah, right.
I would try to get in the best shape that I could, but I think she's being honest with
Yeah, I
herself
love
by
it.
saying, when you turn 40, the body doesn't respond
Totally.
how it did when you were 20.
Totally.
That's what I take from this, Steph. How about you?
Okay, I think she's showing, I love Kate Winslet, but that's a bit of celebrity privilege right there, because if it was like, if it was someone like starting out on the ladder or establishing their career, this would be such an epic moment that they would probably be all eyes are on them, the entire world, you need to look in the best shape. But she's kind of already earned her stripes, she's already at a certain level where, it doesn't matter maybe to her what people think. So I think it shows that she's incredibly lucky, but I also think it's extremely empowering. I think women need to see that. They need realistic goals, and I like to see a woman in her 40s embracing her body, not killing herself on a treadmill and drinking stupid shakes or whatever else. I appreciate
Yeah, way
it.
to
So,
go.
bit of privilege, but realness.
There you go. I like it. Coming up on DBL, our resident Super Bowl champ, Brandon London, joins us. We're talking about the NBA boycott in the wake of racial unrest and our other leagues to follow. And let's take a look around our studio. Most of our employees are still working from home. We miss you guys.
Where are you?
I haven't seen Steph in a while. Our employees, we can't thank them enough. We'll be right back, everybody.
Introducing the future.
Welcome back to DBL. People were happy when sports returned to TV during the pandemic, me included, but now athletes are taking a stand for Black Lives Matter following the shooting of Jacob Blake. The Milwaukee Bucks boycotted their playoff game last night in protest because of Blake's shooting, and here are the Orlando Magic players leaving the court prior to the game. Of course, this happened in Kenosha, is that correct? The shooting, so
Wisconsin,
makes sense with the Milwaukee Bucks boycotting. Eventually, the NBA ended up calling off all of last night's games, and MLB, Major League Baseball, also followed along, postponing 2 games. And inside the NBA, analyst and former NBA player Kenny the Jet Smith walked off the set last night in solidarity with the players. But listen to what Clippers coach Doc Rivers said last night.
It's amazing to me why we keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back. My dad was a cop. I believe in good cops. We're not trying to defund the police and take all their money away. We're trying to get them to protect us, just like they protect everybody else.
Love Doc Rivers. The Los Angeles Lakers, as well as the Clippers, have reportedly both voted to boycott the remainder of the NBA season. I think we're getting some news now that might not be true, but regardless, Brandon London, former NFL player, joins us now. Brandon, I just want to go right to you. What are your thoughts on everything going on right now?
Well, you know, Jeff, I talked to my grandmother this morning, and, you know, I've always talked about the story about how they came over from my grandfather fighting in some of the wars for this country, and they came back and they were denied service. So I asked her about 1961, when Celtics forward Bill Russell and the black players on the Celtics and some of the players on the opposite team, they boycotted that game because they were denied service at a Lexington, Kentucky cafe. Fast forward to 2020, because that game was still played back then. Fast forward to 2020, where you have players who understand the power of their voice. You understand the leverage you have because of the talent that you possess. And most importantly, you understand the responsibility you have to be a voice for these people who are living in these marginalized communities that you came from. And I believe it's something where I'm with you, where I was so glad that sports had come back. But like George Hill said for the Milwaukee Bucks, they shouldn't have played because they felt as though that playing took away the focal points from the matter at hand. I think these athletes are sending out that message where they're saying you can't use this as a distraction, but you can use this as change. And I'm hoping that no one plays politics anymore, and our politicians come in and create some sort of police reform to get these players not only back on the field, but to get Americans feeling safe again and get us loving each other as much as possible again.
Brandon, thank you so much, man. I know we're short on time here, but I think you said it perfectly. Yeah. And you even made me understand a little bit more than just a half hour ago. They don't want to be a distraction for what's going on. I didn't even take that into account of my thinking. So thank you, Brandon. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know everything. I'm learning as it's going. So thank you for pointing that out, man. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you guys for having me.
Love you, man. Coming up on DBL, we're chatting with husband and wife duo David and Tamela Mann. They talk about saying goodbye to Tyler Perry's iconic character Madea. Why?
Bye?
Where you going, Madea?
Where you going?
Ladies, what's the
Welcome back to DBL. Tyler Perry is known for creating his own lane in the world of entertainment, and of course his beloved character Madea is iconic. And earlier, Erica Cobb caught up with the two other stars from his wildly popular projects, David and Tamela Mann. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
David and Tamela Mann, welcome to DBL. Hello.
Hello to you. It's Martin.
Oh, my Lanta. Tamela, first of all, I have to tell you this quick story. A few years ago, my grandmother unfortunately passed away, and I flew home to Chicago, and I accidentally put the wrong funeral home into the Uber address, which I was panicking, and out of nowhere on a hip hop station, Take Me to the King started playing, and I immediately had so much calm. It made me focus on what I needed to do. I got to the funeral home just on time, but that song I play almost every single day for that very reason, to remind me that everything's gonna be okay.
Wow. I'm like, my mouth was hanging open. I'm glad you made it to where you have to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in speaking of being encouraging, I mean, you guys always lead by example. Of course, we're all cooped up in quarantine still, and a lot of couples are kind of struggling, but you two work together, you live together, you love together. How do you remain couples goals, and how do you get your own time during this time?
I've been taking walks, and then sometime David was like, I was like, I'm taking a walk. He's like, I'm gonna go. And then I was like, kind of pause a little bit, and he was like, you just want to go by yourself? And I was like, yeah. I really didn't want to hurt his feelings, but
that's her time away from me. I don't need any time away from her. I'm good. I'm good. My me time is work. And plus, I like her. We've been married 32 years, so I like her a lot.
We just had your friend gospel singer Kirk Franklin on the show a couple weeks ago, and recently he called your wife a snack on social media. How are you feeling about that?
It's Kirk Franklin. You know, you never know what's going to come out of that dude's mouth.
I feel that. Now we're going to see both of you in both Tyler Perry's Assisted Living and Medea's Farewell play.
What y'all doing, baby?
How do you feel about Medea's run coming to an end, and what can we expect with all of this?
I'm heartbroken. You know that my stage mom is dying. I told her, you putting her in a box. You're killing her.
And we're just saying, like, please, why would you do something like this to people, to America? And so what I'm asking everybody to do is get Medea to talk to Tyler, so that Medea can talk Tyler out of doing this craziness.
I think Medea is the only person who can talk to Tyler and maybe change the course of this whole farewell. Probably the only one.
Medea for president. What?
David and Tamala Mann, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us on DBL. Be sure to catch the premiere of Tyler Perry's Assisted Living September 2nd on BET and Medea's Farewell now streaming on BET+. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed Tori some great products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Now, this is perfect when you go on a trip. It's a perfect item to keep your precious gems safe and secure. It's the Croft Avenue Lunar Petite Travel Jewelry Case. It's got enough room for all your favorite jewelry in here. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Now, normally this is $49, but we've got a very special deal today because it's only $15, which means you're saving 69%.
Wow.
Next, Tori, I've got something that's gonna add some lift and style to your hair. It's the Callista Original Triangle Heated Styling Brush. Now this smooths and straightens hair while promoting shine. Normally, this is $180, but we've got it for our viewers for $29, which means you're saving 84%. Now, I love going to the spa for facials, but let's be real, it can be very pricey, but no longer, Tori, not with this. The 24-pack Spa Life facial mask self-care assortment. So these masks are infused with specialized ingredients so they soothe, restore, protect your skin. Now, normally a pack of face masks for a year, remember, we're talking $144, right?
Yep.
We've got it for $15. Are you ready? This is a big one.
Ooh.
Avalon Bay Air Fryer 2.6 quart convection oven. So it uses hot air instead of loads of oil to transform all of your favorite foods into crispy treats with little to no fat. And it's stainless steel inside, which means it's really easy to keep clean. Now, normally it's $130, but we've got it for $49, Tori, which means you're saving 62%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Steph, thank you so much. Okay, air fryer.
Yeah?
I got zucchinis growing in my garden. Can I air fry zucchini?
I think you can.
And make a zucchini chip almost?
I would say you could try that. I would say maybe get a little batter.
Okay.
And then air fry it so it's kind of like fried zucchini.
Okay.
You know?
I'm gonna try it out.
Do that.
How domestic.
I'm very curious to see how it comes out. DBL is new every day. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody. Same time, same place.